Hello guys, welcome back to Bayliner Boys. I've got Luke here with me today on camera.
Hello.
So this is a video just following on from taking the outdrive off. So you'll have seen us take that off in the last episode, and I now need to do some work on it. But first I need to make a stand. Now we're looking at some of the stands which to buy are like 120 quid, which I can't justify that, so I'm just going to make one. So let's do that. We're just going to, I don't actually have an outdrive mount or holder for this, and I'd rather not just leave it laying here, so what I'm going to do is just build a real quick engine stand for it using my desk. So
excuse the mess in here, by the way. About
yeah, excuse me. It's a man's garage. So I'm just going to basically get 2 bits of wood like this. That fits perfectly in there. So 2 lengths of that, mount it to the desk, and then that should hold it. I can then just slot it on and leave it on there. So that's the plan.
Smooth.
Back to his trusty Ryobi. I'm going to use this circular saw. These are absolutely mint, by the way.
Highly recommend.
So I just need to measure the the distance between here. So let's have a look. With 10cm gap. 10cm gap should be good enough. Do I want it here in front, or do I want it off to the side?
I think off to the side would be better. I think it gives you a better space to work on, put things down and stuff on the side.
True. Do we do it off that side or this side?
What hand are you right-handed, are you?
Yeah.
So stuff up right.
Stuff right. Yeah. That's why you get paid the big money, Luke. How far do we want it to come out? So that's the back. Probably get it 17 inch. 17 inch. That'll do. Yeah, I did look at buying one of the engine stands for your outdrive, and they're stupid money. 100 odd quid. Like, this is going to take me 5 minutes.
Will that support the weight of it though? Is it strong enough?
Yeah, will do. Right.
Sure you don't need 3?
Yeah, 2 will be fine. So what did I say? 10 centimeters wide. Doesn't seem wide enough. And it does thin out in the middle, so I'll do 11 just to be safe. I don't want to be too small. Maybe too long. So what, if I give it enough of a go and get him halfway down, that should be good enough. Right, we'll do that. Get this first one in then. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So that should hold the engine. Let's give it a test, shall we? Right, I'm just going to try his new engine stand. See if it fits.
Trying to get that saw out of the way. So we need to do it upright, don't we?
Yeah.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
I've got weight of it.
she on?
She's on. Look at that.
Wow, that's perfect. You could have got that baby dry. Look at measurements and that. Snug. It's not creaking or anything, is it? Because I did think that was going to take weight of that.
So, do it yourself. That would cost me £4. Save spending £120 on an engine stand, and that's doing the exact same job. Awesome. So just troubleshooting still. Obviously one of the concerns is that the gears and everything was gone potentially inside the outdrive. So I'm just going to test that now and make sure that the gear selector actually works on the drive selector. So obviously when the engine's turning, that's currently in neutral. Flip it to forward. You can see now if you look at the prop. There you go, she's turning. So we know that that's good, there's no noises. And it's turning pretty well. If I look properly into reverse, I'm fine with this. There we go, and that's reverse. So that's good news. So we know now that there's nothing wrong with the gearing inside of here. So we now need to work out this bit in the middle. So what was it that's kind of perished and destroyed inside? We know that, see, look in here. That's obviously part of it. Can we see that there? So yeah, that part of that U-joint connector's gone by the looks of it. I missed that before. So if you can see here, the little metal rods. That's part of what was inside, and obviously the cap off of this, which you can actually see now. It's angle it a bit better. Hold on. There you go. So that obviously that shouldn't be doing that.
That sounds.
It sounds very much like
the noise, doesn't it?
the noise. So
if that's repeatedly popping off like that.
Yeah. So the question is, can we get a new shaft, a new joint? Because if we can replace that without replacing the whole thing, that's going to be the goal. Remember, we're on a budget here and we're trying to get the boat up and running for summer, but that definitely needs sorting. So the first thing we need to do is, obviously this was the issue. This is what caused the clunking. This is why it weren't driving properly. It's a little bit worse now because I've actually given it a go at trying to get it out. You can see all these bits. Essentially, this is the cross bearing, and this basically has completely gone here. So you can see when we took when we took it off, all that was inside the bellows, and obviously that is the cap, which should be on there. So that's come off, shattered, and just started shattering everything else.
Tumble drying.
Yeah, essentially. So that needs replacing. Now to buy a complete new one of these drive shafts, it's about 200 quid plus delivery. Where I think I'd rather just give it a go replacing it now. You can buy these cross threads, cross bearings, but I don't know the exact part. There is a number on there, but I can't see it. So we're going to get it off and then give it a bit of a clean and then see if we can get the serial number, and then we can order a new one. So that's what we're going to do. So essentially this cross bearing is, these caps are held on by little circlips. There's one here which you can see has come off. So you take the circlip off and the cap should just pull out. I say should because this other one is causing me some grief. Spin it round. So this one you can see is sat in. It needs to come out further.
Yeah.
But it's not coming at the minute. So I'm going to get the hammer and chisel on.
Give it some persuasion.
Give it some gentle persuasion. So I'm just going to clamp this to here, just so it gives it a little bit more stability when I'm hitting. So to remove these caps, they're held in by little circlips. There's one here, which I knocked out earlier, and the other one. So that's come out of that now. We just need to give it some gentle persuasion, and the best way to do it is probably get a hammer and chisel or a flathead screwdriver and just knock it out as best you can. They are really stiff. I'm not sure why, so we'll just give it his best shot. not moving at all. So we'll give that some now.
So we're not actually painting anything at the minute, guys. We're just trying to get some of the excess gunk off.
Yeah, so we can actually see what we're doing.
Would help.
Let's get some EGR cleaner on it.
That's better. Right. Oh, that smells nice. Get Harry off that. That is EGR carb and EGR and carb cleaner rather. I can read English, I swear. I think we've shown that in another episode, haven't we?
Yeah, I use that on the carb.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can see better now. So, and if you can see on the camera, if you can get it right in here.
Hang on.
That's I'll use the.
That was a pointer.
So this here is the clip. That's what we need to try and release to get it out. So let's use that one. So that's just spinning it round, which is great. So what I've done, because we need to knock that out somehow, but whilst it's not supported, it's putting pressure on all the joints. So what I've done is just cut this bit of wood and want to hammer it straight down, see if that gives us enough support to knock it out properly. Just do what we're doing before, but this gives me a bit more of a
Fighting chance. Can you look?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Wow. Alright, so we've got the outdrive off now. What we're going to do is test. I want to run the engine again. So we've just hooked up the water and we just made a makeshift device to get the water inlet. So that's all hooked up, ready to go. Looks dodgy, but it works.
It's only temporary.
So we're going to try and fire up the engine now. It's going to take a while because it's not been run for a couple of months now. So we're going to get it running and listen, hopefully that knocking sound's gone and we can negate it back to the outdrive. So fingers crossed, let's go.
Right, water's on.
Beautiful.
don't hear any knocking anyway.
No, I don't.
I think we've sorted it, it's just that.
So guys, good news. As you saw then, it was running. Alright, it was fluctuating up and down a bit, the revs are up and down, and it took a while to get going. That's purely because it's been stood for a couple of months. But, once it settled down, no knocking, engine were running fine. You can see the water inlet's working properly. What can I say? It's
She's
good
alive!
News. It's good news, she's
alive!
alive! It's good news. So we now know that it's not an engine out job. Thank God.
That'd have been costly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we now need to do a full service and repairs on the outdrive, which is in there. And obviously we're going to make sure this is all done correctly as well. So the bell housing needs to come off. So I need to get the correct tool to remove the bell housing with these. The trim receiver senders are knackered, so we need some new ones of them. We're just going to give it all a full service. If you look underneath here, if you can see, if I lift it up, the bellow, can you see that?
Yep.
The bellow is absolutely knackered there.
Tatters.
So it needs new bellows. So what I'm going to do is buy a full service kit for it. I found one online for about £100, which gives you the whole lot. So we'll just give it a full service. So we need a new rod as well for the tilt trim rods here, because the one that obviously on that side was absolutely knackered, so we'll get a new rod for them. Just give it all a good clean, a good service, and we should be good to go. As I said, I don't know if you've heard me on the video, but right in there you can see the engine connector spinning nicely, the gimbal's nicely, it's spinning, there's no knocking, there's no grinding. So we now know it's not an internal engine issue.
Thank God.
Yes, so yes, just fully service all the outdrive, get it all repaired, back on, and we shouldn't be far off. So guys, we managed to get that first one out. I basically needed Luke's hands to help with this one, because all I were doing is spinning it, whereas
Basically needed like a counter force.
Yeah, when I was hammering it, so it stopped it from rotating. Oh, come on. Making this really difficult for myself.
Tis the British way.
Oh, to be fair, hang on. I got it here. Oh, there we go. It's coming.
Come out.
It's coming. There you go. So
Nice.
that one's out. Oh. All right, guys. After a lot of choice words, heavy hammering, and almost desperation,
Losing his sanity.
we've finally got the cross bearing off. So there it is. Obviously, these are all the caps, and inside you can see the actual bearings themselves, which a lot of them have fallen out here. So that had already come off whilst it was installed into the engine. So it's obviously knackered in it, because that fits on there and that spins, but one of them had completely gone, so it had to come off. It got stuck in here, and as hard as I hammered it, it would not come. So what I actually did in the end, if you can see it on this side, not that side, on this side, so around the outer edge here there's some slight damage, and it had actually caused a lip on the metal which was stopping it from coming out. So all I've done is got a little file and just filed the lip, so the next time I come to hit it, it just comes straight out. So that was that problem solved. So there we have it. So that's in good nick, that's fine. So we now just need a new one of them to replace and put that back on there. I'm going to look at this one as well, just to see what the condition of this one is like. It might be that we'll just replace both of them, although it does move and there's no grinding. Just looks a bit messy. That one might actually be fine, to be honest. It might just need a good clean and some new oil putting in. So that's where we're at, guys. So I will find a new one of them and I'll put a link in the video and tell you how much it is and where I'm getting it from. Probably going to be an eBay job, and then when that comes we'll do a video on reinstalling it and getting it back together. So that's that for today now. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time.
See you later, guys. Peace.